Hey guys, Bridget here. In this video I want to share with you what is, in my opinion, the number one 3D animation tool for designers, which is Spline. Now, in the past I tried many 3D tools, but the main issue is that most of them are very complex and advanced, and the learning curve is really high. But with Spline, you actually have a very easy solution that enables you to create 3D objects, animations and experiences in a very short amount of time. Now, on top of that, the very best thing is that it's cloud-based, meaning that you can use it from your browser, so you don't need an expensive PC or Mac in order to run it. So without further ado, let's jump right into my computer and I'm going to show you how to use Spline as a beginner. So the very first thing is to go on spline.design and simply click on Get Started, and you can sign up with either your email or Google. Now, once you are in the main homepage, there's a few things to note. The very first one is going to be the recent projects, which are going to appear here. Here you can create a new file, and most importantly, on the very bottom you're going to find a lot of useful tutorials. So these are going to be really helpful when you're first starting out and you are specifically looking for some detailed knowledge about the software. You're also going to find the library, but we're going to talk about that in just a moment. So I'm going to click on New File, and I'm going to create this first project together. And now, as you can see, we have a few different options which Spline gives us initially. Simply going to click outside, and on top of that, I wanted to let you know that one of the most useful features for beginners and whenever you're going to need some predefined assets is going to be the library. Now, as you can see here on the library, you're going to find all sorts of different objects. So say that I'm looking for a phone, I can simply look up for the phone and I can easily drag and drop this iPhone 14, for example, directly into my project, or even search for predefined scenes, which is going to be really helpful if you find something that can essentially work as an asset to kickstart a project fast. Now, as you can see, as we have this phone, I can zoom in and zoom out using the command plus the scroll wheel. And you might be wondering how can I actually see it in 3D, because that's what the software is all about, right? So you're going to want to click on the perspective, since we were in orthographic first, and basically you can change the rotation and see the actual iPhone. Now I have this object which I'm simply going to delete using the return key, and you can see that I can easily change the rotation directly from these handles, which are semicircles. I can also use these arrows in order to move it in different directions in the XY axis, and also the Z, of course, and top of that I can reframe the position also using these handles. So very easy. And talking about the actual menu and you know what's going on behind the scenes of this object, you can see that on the left hand side, similarly to other softwares, we have the layers panel. So over here you can see both the iPhone and also all of the different 3D elements that compose this this iPhone, as well as the directional light, which I can change, and this is of course is going to change the way that the material and lighting behaves, depending on, of course, also on the type of lighting. Now, moving on, you're going to notice that if we select this object, on the right hand side we're going to have the basic settings for things like the position, the scale, the rotation. So everything that we just mentioned but with a further level of detail. So I can easily tweak these values also directly from here. And on top of that, there's also going to be the materials and all sorts of different items and options which are going to help you in the process. Now I'm going to get rid of this icon, and I want to show you how you can actually create something from scratch. So very briefly, under the plus icon, you're going to find all of the default tools and shapes that you can create. And I'm going to simply create a small Pac-Man. So I'm going to select the sphere, and or actually even more than Pac-Man, just a smiley face. So I'm going to use the sphere, and you noticed that initially when I first created it, the shape wasn't regular. It wasn't like a perfect circle in that sense. So if you use Shift, you can actually create this perfect sphere. And I'm going to change the color, which you can easily do directly from here, and that's going to work. You can also change the lighting and basically the material, how that material is going to behave in relation to the lighting. And there's a few different material settings. This needs a video in and of itself, otherwise this wouldn't be a short introduction. And that's how you can do it. And we're going to simply use Command C and Command V in order to create a new sphere, which I'm going to do directly from here. And I'm going to make it smaller, which I can easily do even just tweaking these items directly here. So I'm just going to copy the same, and then let's use the perspective tool in order to make this one dark, and I can simply copy it. This is going to be like super rudimental and simple, but just to get the idea, I'm going to copy this real quick because at the very end of the video I want to show you something. So, and here we have the most beautiful smiley face in the world. Now, again, since this is a very short tutorial, I want to go into the details of the modeling, but so one thing that I absolutely wanted to show you is the export. So if I go over here and I click on viewer, apart from the fact that you can export this in all sorts of different ways, the cool thing about Spline is that you can basically create this embed with Framer and Webflow and any website really with this integrated embed tool. So I'm going to go under viewer, copy embed, and just to make the point, I'm going to create a new pen on codepen.io. I'm going to paste in the script. As you can see, we have our super amazing looking smiley face. So this is pretty much it when it comes to the very basic introduction. We're going to dive much deeper in other videos, but for this very short introduction, this is it. Hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you in the very next one.